There are 1,001 stories I could tell you about how and why the journey of financial independence starts. However, here's mine. I grew up on a farm in a tiny town in the late 80s, early 90s, to a rob Peter, pay Paul financial background. As in, payday loans got our family from paycheck to paycheck. No matter how many side jobs my parents took, debt was always climbing with no end to the harmful cycle in sight. We grew up on a lot of deer steak and squirrel, as money was often not enough to cover groceries. None of this seemed odd to me at the time. It did not seem like a hardship. This was our normal. Some of our unspoken household rules consisted of do not talk about money. It causes too much stress and anger in the family. Budgets are for people that have money. You must be willing to work impossible hours to make ends meet. Last but certainly most harmful was that money is always scarce. As we became adults, this is what we knew of finances. Our financial mindset, if you will. As a kid, I buried myself in worlds fantasy books offered, done my schooling and chores, and when I turned 18, I joined the military in January of 1999. My reasons at that time were I wanted to serve my country, go to college, and maybe explore the world outside that I had read from my books. At the time, the military seemed the only way in which to do so, and I knew nothing of financial aid nor educational loans, which for me, I later learned, was a blessing. One of the lessons I learned in basic training was against everything I'd learned in regards to being a good person. I had grown up to the knowledge that you always help others first. Period. It was during NBC training while patrolling a route. A peaceful breeze sang through the trees, and the warm sun shone down on my platoon as we marched silently through the woods, staggered out across the narrow path. From behind me I hear, "Gas! Gas! Gas!" which launched everyone into action to sling their rifles over their shoulder and start putting on their gas masks as quickly as humanly possible. I saw my buddy across the narrow path struggling to untangle his rifle sling in order to get to his gas mask, and I immediately ran over to help him. We had just got his gas mask unhooked when our drill sergeant walked up behind me, tapped me on the shoulder, and said, "You're dead." I looked around and noticed other people were still putting on their gas mask, and I was sure I could have gotten mine on before they finished. Therefore I said, "What? What do you mean, drill sergeant? I was just helping him." My drill sergeant firmly cut me off. "You're dead because you did not put on your gas mask first. Your job is to set yourself up to stay alive, and only then are you allowed to help people. If you help them before you're good to go, you set yourself and your unit up for failure. The dead help no one." I would love to say that I took that advice to heart immediately. However, that would be a lie. It took me nearly 13 years before I applied that concept to my own finances. The first step into the path of financial independence did not start until after my 4th overseas deployment at the age of 32, with the not-so-simple decision to take control and understand my finances. Lesson 1. To succeed in helping others, you must first help yourself. I was making money, but I was still broke, living paycheck to paycheck, no assets to show. Heck, at that time I didn't even know what an asset was. Handing over every spare dollar I had as soon as I got it to someone else. So pretty much using the same financial mindset and behaviors I'd learned from my parents, whom their parents had taught them, and so on. I came to the realization that I needed to get my personal finances in order. I realized I was hurting myself by overextending to help others when I was not in a good position to do so. That only when I was financially stable, I would be able to help my family at no detriment to myself. At the time, I had no idea what that looked like. After 7 years of reading, researching, learning, listening, and through habits and actions, did I achieve complete financial independence 1 month before my 40th birthday. That's why I am a firm believer in it is never too late for someone to achieve financial independence and the peace of mind it brings. Take another step by hitting that subscribe button sharing the video to those who are on the same journey as us. I hope to see you soon. Take care, and I appreciate you. Teah out.